Every night at exactly 2:17, I heard it. At first, I thought it was just the house settling. Old houses make noise. Pipes shift, wood creaks. You tell yourself it's nothing. But this wasn't random. It was the same sound. Every night, a slow, steady click, like a door unlocking. The first time I actually noticed the time, I was already awake. Couldn't sleep, just laying there staring at the ceiling when I heard it. That click, then a pause, then a soft, dragging sound, like something heavy being pulled across the floor. I remember checking my phone, 2:17 a.m. I sat there for a minute, listening, waiting to hear it again. But it stopped, just silence. I told myself I imagined it, went back to sleep. But the next night, it happened again. Same time, same sound. Click, pause, drag. That's when I got up. I walked out into the hallway, stood there in the dark trying to figure out where it was coming from. The house was dead quiet until I noticed something. The basement door. It wasn't fully closed, just slightly open, maybe an inch. And I know I shut that door every night. I always do. I stood there staring at it, trying to convince myself I just forgot, that maybe I didn't latch it all the way. I pushed it shut, locked it, went back to bed. But I didn't sleep much after that. The next night, I stayed up, sat on the edge of my bed, just waiting, watching the time. 2:15, 2:16, then 2:17 hit. Click, louder this time, like it was right under me. I got up immediately, walked into the hallway, and the basement door was open again, wider this time, like someone had pushed it from the inside. That's when I felt it. Cold air, coming up from the basement. Not normal cold either. That kind of cold that feels wrong, heavy, like it's pressing against you. I didn't go down. I shut the door again, locked it. And this time, I dragged a chair in front of it. I told myself if something opened it again, I'd hear it. That night I barely slept. Every little sound had me sitting up. But nothing happened, until the next night. 2:17. Click. Then a loud crash. I jumped out of bed and ran into the hallway. The chair was on its side. The door was open, wide open, and for the first time, I heard footsteps. Slow, heavy, coming from the bottom of the stairs. I froze. Every instinct told me to run, but I didn't. I don't know why. Maybe curiosity, maybe stupidity. But I stepped closer, just enough to look down into the darkness. The basement light was off. I couldn't see anything, just black. But I could hear it, breathing, slow, deep, like someone standing just out of sight. I backed away, didn't run, didn't make a sound, just slowly stepped back into my room and shut the door. I locked it, stayed awake the rest of the night, didn't even sit down, just stood there, listening. Morning came. Everything was quiet again. The door was closed. The chair was back where I left it, like nothing happened. That's when I knew. Whatever was down there, it wasn't just moving things, it knew I was there. That night, I set my phone up in the hallway, pointed straight at the basement door. I didn't watch it live. I stayed in my room. Door locked, lights off, waiting, 2:17. I heard it again, click, then something new, a slow creak, like the door opening against pressure. I didn't move, didn't check, didn't breathe. I just waited. Morning came. I grabbed my phone, went straight to the video, and I wish I hadn't. The footage was normal at first. Just a quiet hallway, then 2:17 hit. The doorknob turned, slowly. The door opened. The chair didn't move. It just slid, like something pushed it without touching it. And then, something stepped into the hallway. Not fully, just enough. A shadow, too tall, too thin, standing there, like it was listening. Then it tilted its head, straight toward my bedroom door, and the video cut out. Completely, no glitch, no distortion, just ended. I didn't go back down there. I didn't check the basement. I packed a bag, left that same day, and I never went back. So tell me, If something in your house opened a door every night at the same time, would you have checked, or would you have left like I did? I wasn't even trying to take a picture. I just opened my camera out of habit, and that's when I saw it. For a second, I thought it was a glitch, just something with the lighting, a shadow, maybe a reflection, but it wasn't, because when I turned around, there was nothing there. I laughed it off, closed the app, didn't think about it again, until it happened the next night. Same thing. I opened my camera, and there it was again, standing behind me. But this time, it was closer. I spun around immediately. Nothing. Empty room. Door still closed, windows locked. No place for anyone to be. But my heart was racing now, because I knew what I saw. I opened the camera again, slowly, carefully, and I didn't move. I just held it up, pointing behind me, and waited. At first, nothing. Just the room. Still. Quiet. Then, it stepped into frame. Not from the side, not from a doorway. It just appeared, like it had always been there. But I couldn't see it. Only the camera could. I dropped the phone, didn't even think, just turned around again. Nothing. Nothing behind me, nothing in front of me. Just silence. I didn't sleep that night. I left every light on, kept checking the room, closet, bathroom, under the bed, everything. The next day I tried to convince myself it was a glitch, some kind of camera issue, lighting bug, something explainable. So that night, I tested it. I sat on my bed, opened the camera, and this time, I didn't turn around. I just watched the screen, watched the space behind me, and waited. It didn't take long, maybe 10 seconds, before it showed up again, standing there, tall, too still, watching me. And this time, it moved. It leaned forward, closer to me. But I didn't feel anything. No breath, no movement, nothing behind me. Only on the screen. I could see its face now, not clearly, but enough to know it was looking at me, directly at me, like it knew I could see it. I slowly reached down, picked my phone back up, and zoomed in. And that's when it smiled. I turned around so fast I almost fell off the bed. Nothing there. I grabbed my keys, didn't even pack anything, just left. Sat in my car for an hour trying to process what just happened. And then I made the mistake. I checked the footage, the video I recorded. At first it was normal, just me sitting there, looking at my phone. Then it appeared, right behind me, exactly how I saw it, except for one thing I didn't notice before. When it leaned in, it wasn't looking at me. It was looking past me, like something else was in the room, something I couldn't see. And then, right before the video ended, it lifted its hand and pointed at something just off screen. And that's when I realized it wasn't watching me, it was warning me. So tell me, if you saw something standing behind you on your phone, but not in real life, would you stay or would you run? I didn't think much of the noise at first. Old houses make sounds. That's what everyone says. Pipes, wood, settling. So when I started hearing it at night, I ignored it. It was always the same pattern. 3 knocks, pause, then 2 more. It didn't matter where I was in the house, I could hear it. At first I thought it was coming from outside, maybe a neighbor, maybe something hitting the siding. But then one night, I heard it from inside my bedroom wall. Clear as day. 3 knocks, pause, 2 knocks, right behind my headboard. I froze, didn't move, didn't breathe, just listened, waiting for it to happen again. And it did, closer this time, like whatever it was, knew I was listening. That's when I got up, pressed my ear against the wall, and I swear, I heard breathing, slow, controlled, not like an animal, like a person. I backed away immediately, didn't sleep that night. The next day I tried to explain it away, told myself it had to be pipes, air in the lines, something normal. But that night, it got worse. The knocking didn't just happen once. It followed me. Kitchen, living room, bedroom, Every time I stopped moving, it stopped too. Like it didn't want me to know where it was. Like it was tracking me. That's when I started checking the house. Closets, doors, windows, everything. Nothing was out of place. Until I got to the hallway. There's a small vent near the floor. I never really paid attention to it. But that night, it looked wrong. Slightly tilted. Like it had been moved. I knelt down and stared at it. And that's when I heard it again. 3 knocks. Pause. 2 knocks. Right behind the vent. I didn't touch it. Didn't open it. I just stood up and walked away. But I couldn't ignore it anymore. The next day, I bought a screwdriver, told myself I was being stupid, that I'd open the vent, see nothing, and laugh about it later. That night, I waited, right in the hallway, lights off, just sitting there, watching that vent. 2 a.m., nothing. 2:30, nothing. 3:02, knock, 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 pause, knock, knock. I didn't hesitate. I rushed forward and ripped the vent cover off, and what I saw, I wish I could forget. There was space behind the wall, not insulation, not pipes, a hollow gap, big enough for someone to crawl through, and inside, there were things. Water bottles, food wrappers, a flashlight, like someone had been living in there. Watching me, moving through the walls. That's when I heard it, behind me, not in the wall, not far away, right behind me. A floorboard creaked, slow, careful, like someone stepping closer. I turned around. Nothing. The hallway was empty, but I could feel it, that feeling, when someone is standing too close behind you. I grabbed my keys, didn't pack anything, didn't look back. I left the house that night, and I never went back. But here's the part that still messes with me. I checked the police report later. They found the crawl space. They found the stuff, but they never found anyone. So tell me, if you knew someone could move through your walls, would you stay, or would you leave before they came out? It didn't start with noise. It started with the feeling, that feeling you get when something is just off. I was sitting in my room late one night, nothing unusual. Door closed, lights low, just scrolling on my phone. But I kept getting this weird sensation, like I wasn't alone. At first it came and went, just a quick feeling, like someone walked past the door, but there was no sound, no footsteps, nothing to explain it. So I ignored it, told myself it was nothing. But after a while, I started noticing something else. Small things, things that didn't make sense. My closet door would be slightly open when I know I shut it. My chair would be turned just a little, like someone had brushed against it. Not enough to be obvious, just enough to make you question yourself. That's what got to me, not knowing if it was real or if I was losing it. I started checking everything before bed. Closet, under the bed, behind the door, every single night, and every night. I found nothing, but the feeling didn't go away. It got stronger, like something was getting closer, watching me longer. That's when I noticed the mirror. It's on the dresser across from my bed. I don't usually look at it at night, but that night, I couldn't stop. Something about it felt wrong, like it was pulling my attention. I stared at it for a second, then a little longer, trying to figure out what felt off. And that's when I saw it. Not clearly, not enough to understand what it was, but enough to know something wasn't right. A shape, standing behind me, in the reflection. Still, too still. I turned around immediately, nothing. Empty room. I checked the door, still closed. Closet, still shut. Nothing behind it. I laughed it off, nervous, like I didn't want to admit what I just saw, but my heart was racing now. I turned back to the mirror, slowly, carefully, and it was gone. Nothing there. Just me. I told myself it was a trick of the light. Shadows, my eyes adjusting. But I couldn't shake the feeling. So I tested it. I grabbed my phone and opened the camera, pointed it toward the mirror, and waited. At first, nothing, just my room. Still, silent. Then something changed, not fast, not obvious, just different. Like the space behind me got darker, like something was blocking the light. And then, it appeared again, behind me, standing closer this time. Not in the room, only in the reflection. I didn't move, didn't turn around. I just watched, trying to understand what I was seeing. It didn't move, it didn't blink. It just stood there, watching me. And the longer I looked, the more I realized something was wrong. It wasn't standing behind me. Not exactly. It was leaning, like it was getting closer. But I couldn't feel anything. No footsteps, no movement, nothing. I slowly lowered the phone, turned around. Nothing. Empty. I checked the closet, under the bed, behind the door. Nothing, no one. I should have left right then. I know that now. But I didn't. I stayed. I sat back down on the bed, tried to calm myself down, tried to convince myself it wasn't real. And that's when I heard it. A shift, right behind me. Not loud, not dramatic, just enough to know something moved. I didn't turn around this time. I froze. Every instinct in my body was screaming at me to run, but I didn't move. I just sat there, waiting, listening, and then I noticed something else. The mirror. It wasn't showing the same room anymore. The angle was wrong, like something was standing between me and the reflection, blocking part of it. That's when I felt it. Breath, right against the back of my neck. Slow, cold, like someone leaning in close enough to whisper. I didn't wait. I jumped up and spun around. Nothing there. But the door was open. I know I closed it. I always do. And the hallway was completely dark, like the light had been turned off. I grabbed my keys, didn't think, didn't look back. I just left, and I never went back into that room again. But here's the part that still bothers me. The next day, I checked my phone. The camera was still open, and there was a photo, one I didn't take. It was of me, sitting on the bed, looking at my phone, and right behind me, something was standing there, clear as day, closer than it ever was before, close enough that if I had leaned back just a little, I would have touched it. So tell me, if something could stand right behind you, and you'd never know, would you ever feel safe again?